These new engines of war, monstrous and grotesque, crawled over the shell craters and minefields, thrusting their way through the shambles of battle, and man stared at them in horrid fascination. How do you break through an enemy that's dug in deep, protected by barbed wire, trenches, and machine guns? How do you even end the stalemate that had already claimed millions of lives? The answer came in the form of a new weapon. One that was slow, unreliable, and crude. Yet, it would revolutionize warfare forever. By the end of World War I, over 6,500 tanks had been built by Britain, France, and Germany, ushering in the age of mechanized warfare. But how did it all begin?
This is the story of the first tank of World War I.
The first tank ever used in combat was the British Mark I. Introduced during the Battle of Flers-Courcelette on September 15, 1916, as part of the Larger Somme offensive. The brainchild of Sir William Triton and Major Walter Gordon Wilson, the Mark I was designed to break through the stalemate and usher in a new era of warfare. Weighing around 28 tons, the Mark I was armed with two 6-pounder naval guns. Yes, naval guns, and 4 Lewis machine guns. With a maximum speed of just 4 miles per hour, it wasn't fast, but it was powerful. Operated by a crew of 8, the tank's design was primitive, but its ability to cross trenches and barbed wire made it a revolutionary weapon. During its debut, 49 tanks were sent to the battlefield. However, only 32 managed to reach the starting positions, and mechanical failures plagued many. The attack was led by Captain H.W. Mortimer, who commanded one of the first tank units in history. Despite setbacks, the tanks achieved something unprecedented. They terrified enemy troops and breached sections of the heavily fortified German line, proving that armored warfare had a future. The reaction to these mechanical beasts was one of awe, confusion, and terror. A German soldier later recalled, "We did not know what they were. Monsters? Machines? We had never seen anything like them before." British General Ernest Swinton, one of the biggest advocates of tank warfare, wrote that the enemy was paralyzed at the sight of what they thought were the ironclad landships of doom. The potential of tanks was fully realized during the Battle of Cambrai in November 1917. Led by Major General Hugh Ellis, the British Tank Corps deployed over 400 tanks in a coordinated assault. For the first time, tanks were used en masse, achieving a breakthrough that traditional infantry and artillery had struggled to accomplish for years. Ellis himself rode in the lead tank, demonstrating both leadership and confidence in the new technology. The battle proved that tanks could dominate the battlefield when used effectively, although logistical challenges and counterattacks eventually stalled the gains. The impact of tanks was undeniable. German High Command was forced to reassess its defensive strategies, with one officer stating, "Our bullets bounced off like peas against the wall." British officers, however, were equally divided. Some saw the tank as a gimmick, while others realized they were the future of warfare. While the tanks were groundbreaking, they came at a steep cost. Each Mark I tank costed approximately £5,000 to produce, equivalent to over £250,000 today. Compare this to the manufacturing of a single Vickers machine gun. They only costed £30 to £40 to produce. In terms of resources, building one tank required the same amount of steel, labor, and logistic as producing over 100 machine guns. Tanks also demanded specialized crews, maintenance, and fuel. Mechanical reliability was another issue. Early tanks were prone to overheating, breakdowns, and getting stuck in the muddy terrain of no man's land. Despite these challenges, the psychological impact of tanks on the battlefield was undeniable. And as I said before, the first tanks were far from perfect, but they represented a seismic shift in military strategy. They broke the stalemate of trench warfare and paved the way for mechanized combat. By the end of World War I, the lessons learned from the Mark I and its successors would shape the future of warfare. From the humble beginnings in the muddy fields of the Somme to the advanced armored vehicles of today, tanks remain a symbol of innovation,
Adaptability, terror, and resources.
The debut of the Mark I in 1916 marked the dawn of a new era in military history. What other military innovations reshaped history as profoundly as the tank? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video. And as always, this is HistoryCrafts, where history crafts itself.